Some of you think, well, China has high-speed stations and they're probably the best of the best. And as for classic rail, well, this Gu'an station here appears to be high-speed. It's actually classic rail. And what they've done is they've actually improved the station by leaps and bounds. And I can tell because when I came to Gu'an station for the first time in 2010, it was a very different station and it looked isolated and somewhat tired. And yet 13 years onwards, it's completely redone and it's new as ever.
This was the picture of Gu'an Station I took in September 2010. Snapped on an older iPhone, it looked like a misfit station, almost abandoned right in the middle of nowhere. I returned nearly 3 years later. The station's still there, although now with a sprinkling of snow in January 2013. Zero COVID locked China down from 2020 to 2022. However, I was given limited freedom in the summer to roam about, and was surprised to find Gu'an Station in this August 2020 picture much improved, although by this time the entrance was bolted as passenger services were curtailed. China suffered through its darkest days of zero COVID in late 2022. When I returned in August 2023, I was surprised to find the station alive with passenger services restored. The landscaping too was a big improvement. It's very different from the almost abandoned station over a decade back. It almost made the station appear in the midst of some kind of forest. However, when I returned to the station just 2 months later, in October 2023, to catch a train from this station I've always visited but never travelled to or from, I was in for a surprise. They were either adding something new to the station or thinking of demolishing or starting anew with something else at Gu'an Station. I also noticed the presence of 2 classic rail carriages. Once inside though, I realised that they were not merely keeping the current station building, but making improvements to the station as a whole. The platform shelters got a fresh new paint job, which looked really nice along with green trains running. 2 months later, in early December 2023, I returned once again to Gu'an Station to see the station with all improvements now completed. What I saw shocked me. In addition to refreshing the station as a whole, they also added this frontage to the station building as a whole, and it made it look like a high-speed railway station.
So this is the new station building, the new frontage part of Gu'an railway station. They have moved the ticket office. I remember when I was here in the early 2010s and the station had the ticket office inside. They've moved outside now along with the station's ticket machines. And so now you can just buy a ticket without having to go through security check as you did before. And the entrances are to the left-hand side for entrance 1 and right behind me for station entrance number 2.
Signage was perfected throughout the frontage building, with the exit, entrance and ticket counters and machines clearly labelled. By moving the ticketing facilities to the outside, the inside of a station had a lot more free space for just a security checkpoint before stairs lead you to the upper level waiting room. This part of a station didn't look too different from when renovation works were in progress. Automatic gates along with a standalone reader replaced older hardware, which in particular at other stations on the line were made of manually operated push gates. The platforms were given a fresh new paint job with white platform shelters over platforms 1 and 2. The tunnel that links the 2 platforms together too appeared fresh and new.
So Gu'an railway station, a station building, has also got a new paint job. I remember over 12 years ago, the old station building was a bit more orangey, pink, salmon almost. And this one has standardized on mostly white for its new paint job, although the Chinese characters for Gu'an has slightly changed from what we've seen before.
Clear signage led riders to the platforms and exits, and the platform also got newer generation signs with the station name illuminated at night, although the classic old-school ones were kept as well. The newly refreshed station looks great, especially here with an inbound service, this one headed to central Beijing. More and more, stations were being improved across the network.
Across northern China, stations are being improved all the time. Step-free and certainly barrier-free access has been one of these elements always added as stations are being made more and more accessible. Stations here like Gu'an, but also many other stations across northern China, they have indeed been completely redone. If you want another case of a station which has seen a huge improvement, may I point you further that way east to Tangshan and Tangshan North Station, which has seen a complete makeover in the 2010s.
When I first visited in 2011, the station itself was a rather chaotic mix of a ticket hall and station building, both being separate buildings. There was also a lot to be desired when it came to cleanliness. The exit also looked less welcoming with tall gates with bars. In 2014, the station underwent a major improvement, and a year later, a brand new Tangshan North station, which looked like a rather grandiose palace, opened to the general public. Under one roof would be 2 waiting halls, one on each level, as well as a ticket hall. The gates on the upper level led via the footbridge to platforms 2 and 3. Although later on the station gardens disappeared, other signs of life soon appeared, including a newly built shopping centre, which I stumbled across in early 2023 when Zero COVID was over. The new station just looks a lot better. It's now being a single integrated whole, rather than being built piecemeal as the old station appeared. And early in autumn 2023, I also gave Chengde County North Station a visit. That station is high speed, but when it was first opened in 2018, it too appeared a built station in an otherwise abandoned part of Hebei, just northeast of Beijing. After the pandemic, when I gave it another visit, I was surprised to find the station appeared almost new, with a lot of care in the landscaping of the 2-platform station. So at the end of the day, it's not just high speed that gets a lot of care and love, but also classic rail. This only makes sense. If there was no classic rail to start things off with, high speed just wouldn't appear out of the ether.